My hair's all wet because I just got out of the tub. It's a really late night live stream, but I don't have to do too much tomorrow. Although I gotta get up a little early in the morning just to grab my phone and then I can go back to sleep again. And then, yeah. So, anyways, I'm just trying to get a new green screen because we've unlocked a new photo, ladies and gentlemen. If I can pull it up here. Bam! That'll work. So yeah. Anyways, it's really late at night. Most of you seeing this in the morning are gonna be like, "What the hell? Why does she keep going late? Do these super late night lives?" And it's just, well, sometimes a girl's just got to do what she's got to do at night. Um, Something that I'm gonna talk about a bit though in here, because if you saw the title, yeah, my Mustang's not gonna be around for a few weeks. And the reason for it is, well, I told my dad that his truck currently is too dangerous to drive. Which is valid because he has the caliper, like, put it this way, there is some major issues with back of the brake disc on the rear passenger side of it getting destroyed. And unfortunately, me and my dad could not get it fixed properly. One silly little caliper bolt just did not want to come out, and I didn't really have any of my proper shit with me, so it's just like, okay, screw it. So instead, my dad is taking Stitch tomorrow, and I am going to have Mousetrap. So that's okay. I'll be able to give the truck a little bit of love. Plus, tomorrow, actually, I'm heading up to Alex, Alberta. And what I'm doing there is, well, celebrating Cousinsgiving, which might sound a little weird. It's Thanksgiving for the cousins that could not make it to regular Christmas. Although, some of us actually made it to Thanksgiving. But, like, as an example, I did. But, like, my sister Tammy did not. My, cousin Melissa, Leah, Ian wasn't there. I don't know if Garth is going to be there. Actually, come to think of it, no, Melissa was at Thanksgiving. Yeah, she was. She was there. I think. Wasn't she? My brain is not working. That was only a couple weeks ago. Okay. Hi, buddy. Bye, buddy. I mean, I said a couple weeks ago. It was actually a little longer than that. But regardless, doesn't matter. So, yeah, unfortunately, Stitch here, she's going to be gone for a little bit. But that's okay. That's okay. And the only thing is, like, I still gotta get the car a little bit ready for my dad. Basically, I just want to remove the head from the trunk. The head that I had, that I pulled off that built motor. Want that out of there. And then, there's hamburger buns that I keep forgetting to take out of there. So, beyond that, also my scanner's in there too. Not that I'll need my OBD2 scanner, but you never know. You never know. It might come in handy if somebody needs to get their car diagnosed. I can do it for them. And that's one thing that I'm actually going to be offering, like, friends and whatnot, is, hey, if you need a diagnosis done, just let me know, and I can come out, just pay for my trip, and I'm good. For the most part. Hi! How's it going? Nice to see Prish Lindsay? I think that's the name. How goes it? And we have 10 viewers at 4 o'clock in the morning. That is amazing. You guys are awesome. So appreciate ya. And if you're wondering, my hair is wet, so that's the reason why it looks like this. Give it a bit, and it'll actually look much better in the live stream. I don't imagine I'll be live for terribly long, but you never know. And we got Cosmetic. How goes it? Nice to see you. And also, something else, too. If you guys want to support me, some of the best ways you can do that is, like, liking this live stream, liking my other videos as well, subscribing, commenting, of course. But then, if you actually want to support me monetarily, there are a couple ways to do that. One of the best ways to do it is actually my merch link, which is in the description of every single one of my videos from this point forward. plus from a few weeks ago as well. And I have a bunch of different designs on there for like t-shirts and tank tops and hoodies, stickers, you name it. It's all there. Hey, appreciate that. Thank you. Um, and yeah, so if y'all want to go check that stuff out, that would be cool. There's also other links there too, and if you use my discount codes that are in the description below, you'll get a discount, and then I get a little bit of a kickback from it, not a ton, but a little bit. And so yeah, there's plenty of ways. Anyways, regardless of all that, I am so excited. Plus, also something that I did. My buddy JJ asked me if I could sell his 51 Ford, which is just, bear in mind, there's not really much of this thing. Like, there's the cab and the front end, and it's a 3-ton chassis. Like, and that's all there is there. It's a cool rig, but that's about it. So he asked, because I'm a little better at the social media thing and I have contacts, whatever else, if I could help him sell it. So I ended up putting up a marketplace listing and didn't really think anything of it. Then I got the very first guy said, "Hey, I will take this. Can I pick it up tomorrow?" I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think anybody's gonna be there, but I guess it might depend. And whatever else. And he's like, oh, okay, well, would next week Friday work? She's like, well, I'll tell you what. So I'm not jumping back and forth between JJ and and the buyer. I'll just give you JJ's number and go from there. So from me, basically just putting out an ad with one picture in it, I'm making myself $250. It's not bad, not bad. So other than that, it's pretty good. I still need to get up to Edmonton because I do want to I want to cut the rear quarters out of my parts car so that I can have them ready to put into stitch in the wintertime at some point. And then once I do that, to be honest, I want to get up there and I kind of want to strip the rest of that parts car Capri. So take the rear bumper cover off, take the taillights out, take any pieces I want off of it, which I think are just going to be the rear end, and also the it's like the rear axle, and because it's an 8.8, and then also actually a guy that needs crash bars. So I'm actually going to text him. Maybe I'll text him tomorrow actually and see if he's still looking for those crash bars. Because if so, I can pull them off my parts car and say, hey, look, you want to come get these? I'll sell them to you for like $100. And we'll go from there. So overall, things are kind of moving along. And I had a guy interested in the center console I'm selling, but then due to weather, he ended up not coming up, which is fine, whatever. I was only making about $40 off that center console anyways. And yeah. Now, my truck, I do need to still fix the floor pan in it. So now, though, I realized that I was being kind of dumb with everything, and that I have, 2 angle grinders, and so what I'm going to do, basically, is and I could put the cutting discs on my 7-inch angle grinder and then use, the wire wheel, whatever else, on the other one. So then I can actually install the floors into Mousetrap somewhat more proper. I'll cut out as much as I can, and then weld in the new floors, sometime in the next couple of weeks. So I'll just have to move shit around here, because once I have my dad's truck fixed, then I can work on Mousetrap and do that. And then, yeah, go from there. And hey, Zasta, how goes it? Nice to see you in the chat. Nice to see everybody in the chat. Like I said, we have 13 viewers here. Holy crow. 13 viewers, but only 1 like. That's should be more than that. But that's okay. That's okay. Are you talking about my most expensive car? I think that's what you're trying to say. Which, if so, that is this Mustang here. Now, it looks like a beater of a car, and yeah, it is, to be honest. Like, this is actually me racing it around the track, earlier this year. This was back in September. And that Mustang, I don't know, I was offered 10 grand for it last summer. Do I think it's worth 10 grand? No, I think it's worth maybe like 5 or 6. But then again, I was also offered 6 grand for this car bone stock. So there's that. I don't know. I don't value Fox bodies as much as other people do because I get Fox body Mustangs for so cheap. Like, I pick up Fox body Mustangs all day long. Now, granted, not the most desirable ones, but I've picked up quite a few for under $1,000. You know? And how many vehicles do I own? I own 2. I have my Mustang here, which is my baby. She has a T5 manual swap, 8.8 rear end, and a bunch of other little modifications to it. Then I have a 76 F250. The F250 is named Mousetrap, and she is just a extreme beater of a truck. Very rusty, whatever else. She is, she has a 300 inline 6 under the hood with, let's see, an NP 435 4-speed and a Dana 60 with 373s and a limited slip. So honestly, that thing it's a fun truck. It's not fast or anything, but it's a good truck. I do plan on hot rodding the truck a tad, but we'll see how far I get into that. That way. And then it's gonna be fun because that truck, like, I'm actually taking the truck up tomorrow to go see family members, so that'll be all right. And then something else actually I gotta do is, well, I need to, like I said, get the brake calipers off the back of my dad's truck, and then replace the rotors, replace the pads, and then I'll have to take it for a test drive and see how she is, and then if she's good, I will put my stamp of approval on it, and then my dad can come get the truck when he's back home again. So, because like I said, he's borrowing my Mustang, which is sad. I won't have my Mustang for a couple weeks. And I'll have my truck instead, which I'd much rather have my Mustang than my truck. But that's okay. That's okay. I love the Avalanche too, technically, but I like my truck more than the Avalanche. Although the Avalanche is better to, like, actually be in. So there's that. Are you asking if I've had more vehicles that I've gotten rid of? Because, yeah, actually, I've had a few. I had, let's see, all the vehicles that I actually put on the road, okay? I had a 1984 GMC Vandura that I literally pulled out of the bush. There's a full sort of video series on here. It's only like 5 videos in total. That Vandura was freaking awesome, and I really, really missed that van. It was a full-on conversion van, high top and everything. That thing was sweet. I had a 1982 Mustang that I called Hail Mary. I got rid of that one actually earlier this year. I traded it for my truck plus my parts car and some extra cash and whatever else. I had an 81 Capri that I named Buzz. She was a stick shift. I sold that to a guy named Braden, and then he sold it to a guy, which sold it to another guy, which sold it to another guy that now my other friend owns. So there's that. And then there was a Poltermerc, which I owned for about a year, and then I ended up selling that to Dave, and Dave has actually, like, fixed it. So it's kind of cool. That thing had a lot of rust in it, whatever else. I also had a 94 GMC half-ton truck. That had a 350 in it, and that thing was actually a pretty good truck overall, but I only owned it for 2 weeks. And then I'm trying to think of the other vehicles I've had, to be honest. Because, like, I'm not... Should I count any of the vehicles that I didn't actually drive because they didn't run? Because if so, there was the 78 Honda Civic, there was... which we named Papa Smurf. That thing was awesome. There's a few videos on here about it. Then there was the Vruck, which The Vrook was a 1981 Ford E350 Triple E Camelot conversion. Basically, it is a 3/4 ton van body on the front with a dually truck box on the back. It had a 460 under the hood that was seized. I really wish I could have actually got that thing back on the road because I'd still own it, genuinely. That would be my truck, 100%. Now, I may have done an engine swap on it, give it something that is a little more economical than that big old 460, but I don't know. We'll see, and who knows? Maybe I'll find another one of those. I've always kind of wanted another one of them. But and my absolute dream car is a 1970 Dodge Coronet Super B. Now, alternatively, I could also take a 68 or 69 Coronet Super B, but the 70 is like the dream one, 100%. And yeah, now something though that I'm trying to find, there are some pictures that I want to try and find because, okay, I have been at Strawberry Creek Raceway. There's a specific race event that they do with a weird little car club. And I have been there 3 years running for this specific event. Now, I want to try and find more action shots of Stitch around the track from year one especially, and this past time I was at the track. But so far, I've only got this one from this past year, and I have some from 2024. If people have other ones, that'd be cool to see, but, that's fine. And then I have no pictures of Stitch in 2023 at the track. So, it'd be kind of cool to see those. And ain't no worries there, dude. Take care. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll catch you later. Peace out. Yeah, let's see here. So, and that's the thing, and I want to do more road racing. I also want to take my car onto the long course, which I will get to do because actually Jay, who owns the track, actually does want to give me a free track day, which is cool. And I think he did that with Aaron as well, who Aaron actually, I volunteered to be a mechanic on his rally team, and he's actually like the track manager. So that's kind of neat. But yeah, so there's plenty of like projects and little things like, and my kind of debate is should I try, even though it's winter right now, should I try and find better tires for Stitch up for the front, or wait on that so that I can get better times at the track next year, or do I try and find machine shops that'll actually like take a look at the head and of my like the built head that I've got for the inline 6 in my Mustang here, and see if it's any good. And then also something I would love to do is not only getting the head checked out, but then if they would allow me to, I'd have to like talk to them beforehand, whatever else, and see. I'd love to be able to see the full process of them checking everything out and all that different stuff. I think that would make a cool little video, of just going back there and seeing like them checking like the deck surface, whatever else like that, and them checking the valves and the valve springs and all that different stuff. It'd be kind of neat to actually document all of that. So we'll kind of see. I mean, alternatively though too is I could contact my buddy Roy Marco, who I'm pretty sure he had access to a machine shop in the past. I don't know if he still has that access. I should actually talk to him about that and see. Plus he wanted to give me like a free port job on the heads and stuff like that as well, and give it a valve job. So, which those valves need to be cleaned up, to be honest, because there is some rust on a couple of them. So just soak them in CLR, or even put them in an ultrasonic cleaner. That would work too. So yeah. It's just kind of fun with everything as well that way. And like I said, there's plenty of little projects to do like that and to figure out. I mean, as well, I gotta get up to Edmonton at some point too. Like I said, not only to get the rear quarters cut out of Stitch, but on the flip side, I also want to I also need to meet up with some people, whatever else, and talk to some people and stuff like that while I'm up there as well. So, plenty of stuff on the go. Let's see. Beyond that, I'm not too sure, and nobody's chatting in the chat, so it makes it a little difficult for me to ponder more. Is there anything else I can think of? Anything else? Not off the top of my head. Like, I think I've kind of talked about everything at the moment, which blows because, well, I'm like 20 minutes in, nobody's talking, and I have nothing else to talk about, which is sad. But then again, there's a lot of people that'll just like tune into these live streams, or they're just like scrolling through YouTube, and they'll find my live stream randomly. Some of you might be subscribers that are just hanging out, and that's fine too. But yeah. Let's see. And now it's interesting because my dad will get to drive Stitch, of course, right? And my dad has driven Stitch like once or twice with the T5 manual. So I told him like a few things to consider when driving my car. Nothing major, but and he can drive Stick just fine. I'm not too worried about it. And then something I'll have to talk to him about though is I've got so the front end of my car sits a little lower. So I'm gonna have to tell him, hey, when you park up, please be mindful of that and how low that is. It's not a very big car, so you don't have to park right up to the frickin' thing. And yeah, other than that, I told him the starting sequence of the car, which is not too bad. And yeah, so well, unfortunately, yeah, like I said, I'm getting tired, and I don't know what else I can really chat about in here. So I think I'm just going to end the live. It wasn't a very long live stream, only like 20 minutes, but that's okay. I appreciate you all tuning into the live stream. Like I said, go check out the links in the description. If you want to support me, those are kind of really good ways to do it. One is my merch site, another one, actually, and the rest of them are for my sponsorships. So go check all that stuff out. Anyways, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out!